y'all, my name is Shavi St. Hill and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited, but I'm also upset. Let's talk about it, right? I feel like my YouTube channel is gonna be about what the modeling industry is like from my perspective. One thing that really opened my eyes about modeling was my past trip to LA. Being in LA, what can I say about being in LA? LA is the land of influencers, like plastic surgery. Your worth is based on your followers. Nobody pretty much is who they say that they are. Damn, I don't mean to shade the entire city of LA, but girl, I love LA though. I don't know, it's also hard to talk about too because when I came home from California, I was riled up and so upset. Now that I'm more calm, I think it's because I'm an Aries. I get really mad and really upset about things, but now that I'm actually sitting down and filming, I'm damn, I'm kind of over it. But I want to share why I was upset anyway. Even though LA made me feel bad about myself, it's nobody's fault. I mean, it's somebody's fault though, and that's also the point of this video. I want to get to the bottom of it. I want to understand why I feel the way that I do. And that's why I wanted to share this video. Why do I feel this way? Because I know I'm crazy. I know I'm crazy if after spending 2 weeks in a town and meeting with agencies and shooting with photographers, came back and felt like I needed a nose job. And nobody told me that I needed one. Nobody looked at me and was like, girl, I'm crazy. And I know I'm not the only one that feels this way. Because why did plastic surgery have an entire movement? Revolution, an uprise, an influx. Oh my god, what is the word? There's been a rise in plastic surgery. That's why when I came home, I was literally in the mirror going this. I look so crazy trying to do this right now. I was going insane. You know, everybody has a skinny bridge and tiny nostrils. And this is not hate or shade to influencers. I love them. Oh my god, are people on Instagram gonna see this and shadow ban my account indefinitely? Are people that hate me gonna see this and be like, oh my god? But I'm here, I'm doing it, and I want to talk about things that make me upset. I went to meet with some agencies in LA. It wasn't an open call. My manager sent out my portfolio. And at one of them, they were just making fun of how muscular my legs were the entire time. Because it was just she asked me when I started modeling and the history of my career and everything. And I told her as soon as I ended the story of when I started modeling and how I ended up in that room, she was just I'm sorry, your legs are just so strong. And everyone started laughing. And I was like, oh my god. I hate when people make fun of me. I'm not the type of person that likes to be teased. And she was like, do you have a car at all? Did you walk here? And everybody started laughing again. And I was like, oh my god, I hate this. I want to go home. And then I was like, no, I drove here. She was like, oh, well, since you walking so much, maybe you can walk to all the castings. And everybody laughed again. And I was like, fuck. I just want to end it all. It's in modeling, you can get turned down for things about yourself that you can't change. It could be my height, or it could be my weight, or my muscle tone. I like my legs a lot. Just in my portfolio, you can see my body. You can see that I have biceps. You can see that I have big calves. And it was so weird because the whole time I was sitting there, I was just y'all requested to meet with me just to make fun of how I look. But one of them was obsessed with finding out my family history. She asked me where I was from and I said that I'm from New Jersey, and she was like, where's your family from? What's your ethnicity? And I said, oh, my parents are from Barbados and Antigua. And she said, oh, well, you don't have an accent. Was really, really trying to get me to say that I'm foreign, and I'm not. I was born here. My parents are immigrants. I'm not the type of girl that is gonna be oh, I'm foreign, oh, I'm this, I'm that. And she was so disappointed at some of the other agencies. Even looking at their boards, 95% would be white or a white Latina, a spicy white, because the modeling industry loves that too. That's actually a whole other topic. I don't even know if I said the right thing, but I would literally sit at these agency meetings and be like, why am I here? Nobody looks like me. Nobody looking like you could be something that could be used to your advantage, but also there could be a reason why nobody looks like you. It really made me feel like I had to change the way that I look for these people to accept me. At the end of my trip, I was just I need a nose job. Yeah, but... And it's just whack to me, because the industry now is all about like diversity and stuff, and like being inclusive and like accepting like real women. And it's like, what do you mean when you say real woman? If you're like a living human being and you identify as a woman, like you're a real woman. Actually, there's this one big brand, I'm not gonna say who it is. They really had like a change of heart with all their campaigns recently. They had this whole thing, not photoshopping and like showcasing like real women. I went to a casting for them. They had the rudest people literally ever. And so at this casting, there's a studio and there's like a panel. I went over to take my photo. I walk over to them. I hand the one in the middle my book. She looked through it. She was silent. The one on the end was on her phone and couldn't even like get off of it to like say hi or just like talk to me or like be a nice person. There was one on the end who looked up and looked down, and then the one in the middle saw how her colleagues were acting. She was like, oh hi, how are you? But it was like a pitiful hi, how are you? Because she was almost like embarrassed of her colleagues being so fucking rude. Like, who comes up with your campaigns? Because it's not y'all. But maybe I'm just whack, you know what I mean? Like, maybe that's really what it is, and I need to accept that about myself. I feel like, oh my god, what is going on here? Oh my god, why is my hair stuck? Not my hair, but anyway. So I'll tell you some things that like has happened to me when I go to hair castings, right? Sometimes with the way castings work, it's like very obvious whether or not you booked the job. So you have to like fill out a form, and they read through that and like get to know you. And if they like you, they had you go to the other side of the room and take photos with the photographer. And if they didn't like you, they said thank you for coming, and you left. Girls that were up for the job and girls that weren't. And all of the girls that were up for the job had the same type of look, but we'll get into that later. And my look is the brushed out fro. So it's my turn. I sit down, hand them the form that tells them like all about me. They're trying to make small talk, and it's very awkward. Like, they looked at the top of my head, and then they looked at me. So then the hairstylist like reluctantly comes over to like play in my hair, and she just like starts patting it, and I'm just like internally screaming like, oh my god, like you can run your hands through my hair, it's not that big of a deal because I brush it out. And she was like, oh, it's so soft, and she sounds so surprised that my hair is soft. And I was just like, were you expecting it not to be? Like, what the heck? When it was over, they obviously didn't have me go over to take photos of the photographer, and I was just like laughing. Whenever I get like a casting for like a hair company, I just like laugh to myself because I'm like, I'm not what y'all want. They're all about the big loose curl pattern. I've learned that like it's okay to not be obsessed with your curl pattern. We can wear our hair in so many different ways. Like, it doesn't always have to be a wash and go. And I feel like hair companies don't get that, but they still want you to fit a look. It's always about the curls and the curl pattern. It's always like diversity and inclusivity to an extent. But this shit is a lie, bro. I don't really know where like the resolution is with me and like the whole thing. Like, I don't know, like, is my YouTube gonna be just like an advice column where I just like say all the things that make me upset and ask you guys for advice? Like, are you guys gonna be like my therapist? But I don't know, I want to be myself.